Well, a very good evening and many thanks for joining me for RTV News in English. I'm William Evans. Let's have a look at the headlines. Rwandan traders and investors appreciate what they call the tangible benefits from Rwanda's strong cooperations and partnerships with foreign countries. While stakeholders in Rwanda's mining industry are reaffirming that the country's mineral exports originate from its own legally recognized mineral activities. Always a pleasure having you join me for RTV News. Now this is the news in detail. Rwandan traders and investors say that the country's strong cooperation with foreign partners is already delivering tangible results. They note that the international partnerships continue to play a crucial role in attracting investment, boosting business opportunities, and supporting Rwanda's economic growth. We take a look at what they have to say.
Whenever heads of state and government make a state visit to Rwanda, many of them leave after signing cooperation agreements as a clear sign of strengthening the relations across various sectors, including diplomacy, trade, investment, health, education, and others. Some of these agreements also involve visa waivers for Rwandans traveling abroad. Up to date, a Rwandan passport holder can travel to more than 67 countries without requiring a visa. For traders and investors such as Kamanzi, Wizela, Gloria, this represents an opportunity to access international markets for their products.
I have actually taken advantage of that. I would give an example. I've been trading with Egypt. I've been importing specific goods from Egypt. This is an opportunity to all of us. Whatever is produced in Egypt, it comes to Rwanda with a certificate of origin. Whenever I present it to Rwanda Revenue Authority, they recognize it, and the exemption is applicable. So I've really benefited so much that I've started even sharing with my other fellow entrepreneurs that they can do the same. But I noticed that the way maybe the information is shared, the approach has to change. So you find that not all of us, we are so documented of all of that.
Expanding diplomatic ties, trade and commercial cooperation are among the priorities highlighted by newly accredited ambassadors to Rwanda as they present their credentials.
I will commit myself to widen our relationship between Japan Japan and Rwanda in any aspect, culture, and also the human exchanges.
Right now we're focusing on finishing the investments we already have. Once we finish that, and then we'll start looking at other investments. But the options, right now we have the investment in the new airport. We have investment in new airport, we have investment in aviation. So once we finish that, it will be the backbone for future investments.
Rwanda has committed to opening up investment opportunities for both Rwandans and foreigners. The Rwanda Development Board, RDB, reports that in 2024 alone, Rwanda registered investments worth of over $3.2 billion. The CEO of RDB, Janki Africa, says that the country is determined to support investors in expanding beyond borders to boost investment growth.
Think of Rwanda as the place where you can expand from in East and Central Africa. The place where it will be easiest to start a business. It takes 6 hours. I invite many of you to test my hypothesis and what I'm advancing here. But we've also structured the government as a machinery to be as responsive as possible to investors. And the promise of the Rwanda Development Board, of government, is to make it as easiest as possible for you to operate here. For us to achieve that objective, we've centralized a number of services within our one-stop center.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ambassador Olivier Nduhungirehe, speaking at the National Miscellaneous Council, emphasized that Rwanda has built an economic diplomacy strategy primarily aimed at promoting trade and investment for Rwandans. In November 2023, President Paul Kagame announced at WTTC that Rwanda had committed to removing visa requirements for all travelers, particularly Africans.
An African can get on a plane to Rwanda whenever they wish, and will not pay a thing to enter our country. We should not lose sight of our own continental market.
Over the past 30 years, Rwanda has significantly strengthened its cooperation with other countries, both bilaterally and through international organizations. Rwanda currently has embassies in more than 50 countries, up from 22 in earlier years, while 47 foreign embassies now operate in Rwanda compared to 16 in 2003. Adams Kwizera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Now let's also inform you that Rwanda's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ambassador Olivier Nduhungirehe, is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where he's attending the 48th Ordinary Session of the African Union Executive Council. The meeting precedes the 39th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the African Union, which is scheduled to take place from the 14th to the 15th February 2026. The Executive Council is one of the African Union's principal decision-making organ. It is composed of ministers of foreign affairs or other ministers designated by member states. The Council is also responsible for coordinating and taking decisions on policies related to areas of common interest, as well as overseeing activities aimed at advancing the objectives and programs of the African Union. Now, as Rwanda continues to develop its mining sector, investors and residents in mining communities are speaking out against claims that the country sources minerals from outside its borders. They emphasize that Rwanda possesses its own mineral wealth extracted through formal operations that contribute to national development. Now, RBA visited a mining site in Rwinkavu, Kayonza district, and now reports on the realities on the ground.
According to the Rwanda Mineral Plan published in 1987 on page 177, mineral deposits were discovered in the highlands of Rwinkavu and Musumba as early as 1930. Extraction activities began in 1939, mainly under Belgian companies. Historical records show that the mining of calcite minerals in Rwinkavu was first carried out by Rwanda in 1945. The company was later replaced by Somirwa in 1974, which was succeeded by Red Mill. In 2008, the mining concession was officially handed over to Rwinkavu Mining Corporation, RMC.
Twakoze ubushakashatsi tunareba yewe n'ibyanditswe.
We carried out research and also consulted the already published data and found out that all mining activities that were carried out in this area were surface mining. Many of these mines were remined and produced more minerals. Residents note that cassiterite is not only mined in the hills of Rwinkavu as commonly believed. We have a lot of minerals around here. We sometimes see them when digging up pit latrines, or when it rains, the minerals get exposed and we pick them up. Geologically, parts of Rwinkavu are rich in ferruginous soil containing iron ore deposits which are highly sought after by miners. We are not carrying out works on the 10th layer, but we have the 9th already, and they are giving us produce, especially the 5th and the 9th. The use of modern technology and advanced equipment in cassiterite mining has significantly increased production from just over 10 tons in 2008 to more than 25 tons in subsequent years. Currently, the company employs more than 1,700 workers, including permanent staff and casual laborers. As part of expanding operations, while ensuring community protection, several households have been relocated to prevent potential risks associated with mining activities. Both employees and vulnerable residents who are provided with new housing, they say, have significantly benefited from the mining activities in the area. Many residents from here are very lucky because they have employment and they can earn a living from mining activities. Entrepreneur and mining investor Jean-Marie Kalima says the strong partnership between government and private investors in the mining sector demonstrates that allegations claiming Rwanda exports minerals sourced from DRC are unfounded. We are here and working. If anyone alleges that we do not have minerals here, they should come and we show them. Secondly, this is pretense of the highest level because none of these countries are part of our market. We sell to them our minerals. We can also identify these markets, plus we have a framework known as the traceability, which helps them establish the source of these minerals. Currently, about 80% of Rwanda's districts are endowed with mineral resources. Rwanda accounts for 22% of global tungsten production and ranks first in Africa in tungsten exports and fourth worldwide.
icyerekezo kirambye cyiza nk'igihugu twageraho nuko u Rwanda rwaba ihuriro ry'u
Our long-term and sustainable vision is to be a regional hub for mineral trade. We have 3 companies now and we need more for the future. We therefore need to skill our youths in mining, and once we have everything in place, then can we say that mining has significantly made contribution to national economic development.
icyo gihe nitubigeraho nibwo tuzavuga yuko noneho ubucukuzi bw'amabuye y'agaciro bwatanze umusanzu urambye mu iterambere ry'igihugu cyacu.
President Paul Kagame has also stated that there should be no controversy regarding the origin of Rwanda's mineral exports. He made the remarks during the 20th National Dialogue Umushyikirano Council held on the 5th and 6th of February this year.
Amabuye y'agaciro turamutse tuyatunganya.
If we can be able to add value to minerals, wherever they come from shouldn't be a problem, because if you follow up on the origin of these minerals, especially by some of these foreign countries who keep pointing fingers at us, they have no mineral deposits, but they're benefiting much more than everyone else. Where do they get the minerals from? What they are saying is that these minerals should come from their place of origin all the way to their countries without anyone making money off them by adding value. But why should this happen?
Inzira yose agenda kuki hatagira ugira icyo avanaho.
In 2025 alone, mining activities provided employment to more than 92,000 people and generated 129 billion Rwandan francs in tax revenue. Under the Second National Strategy for Transformation, NST2, revenues from mineral exports are projected to increase to $2.1 billion by 2029, up from $1.1 billion.
It's now turn to private sector operators in the city of Kigali who have commended the Bank of Africa for its continued support in helping them expand their businesses. The remarks were made as the bank marked 10 years of operation in Rwanda, a milestone celebrated alongside the inauguration of its newly completed office building. We do have details.
Hijira Eugene is one of the entrepreneurs who took a bold step to partner with Bank of Africa. Through this collaboration, he has been able to grow his ventures, working with others to create jobs, including in event venue services and coffee processing for export markets.
To the coffee producer, to Korikawa.
We are coffee producers. We have a factory that makes patent coffee, which we also process to make green coffee, and this is what we export. We considered selling this type of coffee as a finished product instead of selling the raw materials for green coffee. Also, locally we have introduced it to the market. Honestly speaking, we've worked with Bank of Africa for close to 3 years, and there is no reason for us to be afraid of loans. There is also an economic principle that says that without credit, you cannot do business.
Pas de crédit, pas de commerce.
The head of business at the Bank of Africa, Rwanda, said that over the past decade, the bank has worked closely with its clients, supporting their growth while also expanding its banking operations.
navuga ko iyo myaka 10 yabaye myiza cyane ya myaka myiza.
The 10 years have been really good years for us, and with this came growth, and as part of this growth is the inauguration of one new home. The second is the trust from our clients and shareholders that have considered Rwanda as a good investment opportunity and a safe business environment. The Deputy Governor for the National Bank of Rwanda, Nick Barije, assured the institution of continued government support whenever needed in the ongoing effort to build the country's economy.
In just 10 years, the bank has established a presence of 14 branches across the country, including 8 in Kigali. This demonstrates growth, it demonstrates resilience, it demonstrates strategic focus, but it also demonstrates trust of customers and stakeholders. As the National Bank of Rwanda, we view this journey positively. It shows how a financial institution can successfully integrate in our market while contributing meaningfully to the development of the financial sector.
Bank of Africa operates in 20 African countries. Over the past 10 years in Rwanda, it has reached a lending capacity of 6 billion Rwandan francs and employs approximately 200 staff members.
Now, the Minister of ICT and Innovation, Paula Ingabire, has reaffirmed Rwanda's commitment to increasing the number of girls pursuing studies in sciences and technology. She noted that women remain underrepresented both in STEM-related careers and in the schools that provide such trainings. The minister made the remarks during the Women Impacting STEM Excellence Conference. Enora Gladys.
Ntare Louise Land School, located in Bugesera district, organized this year's conference, which was attended by more than 500 female students from schools across the country. Some of the girls studying these subjects say that if many more participate, it will provide lasting solutions to the major challenges the country faces. Sine Mutiji Marina Pascal, for example, has made significant progress on her project to develop a small machine that will use artificial intelligence to help detect breast cancer.
So Kazakh Vital is an AI-powered breast cancer detector that uses tactile sensors to feel and measure the breast tissue, firmness or softness, and that data is later directly given to an AI system that analyzes the pattern of the breast tissue and gives you an answer, tells you if you have breast cancer or not, and gives you advices on how you can, what you can do according to your results. And I think it's a very important project to the community of Rwanda or even anywhere else, because breast cancer is one of the main causes that are killing women, not because treatment does not exist, but because early detection does not reach them. So many women in rural areas do not have access to those mammograms, traditional screening methods, or else they just don't have awareness. They don't feel the urge or the courage to go get themselves treated, knowing that I have to pay much, I have to feed my family. So as a woman, you would balance, I have kids.
The conference was also accompanied by an exhibition of various science and technology-based innovations aimed at showing these girls how they can be applied in different aspects of life. The head of Ntare Louise Land School, Damien Paul Vassallo, noted that the way they are teaching science and technology subjects is aligned with the direction the world is heading, which will help Rwanda achieve its Vision 2050 goals as well as other major national development plans.
Rwanda is a country within the African continent that is known for promoting equity across the genders, right? So women are in a lot of leadership positions in this country, and the government fully stands behind the idea of empowering young girls. When we came here, we said to the government of Rwanda, we want to do this school, but not as it was originally planned as a boys' school, but a co-educational school. And what I've also seen is that across this country, there's a spirit of optimism and hope that you don't find in the West these days. And so that optimism and that hope is part of that kind of confidence I was speaking of before. If the nation believes it can do it, I think that's half the battle. And then the rest is giving them the tools, the skills, the knowledge, and the support to move forward.
The Minister of ICT and Innovation, Paula Ingabire, urged the girls to be inspired by their role model peers who are currently providing various solutions to the country's challenges using science and technology. She told them that the country will continue to provide all the necessary support in order to increase their number.
Today, when you look globally, at least women hold about 28% of STEM jobs. And that's such a small number. But I think the beauty is that when we see many of you that are taking up STEM fields, it means that we can grow that number to even more than 50%. And we hope that that's the future that all of you will be able to live in. I think we've had many stories from morning, and I won't take you through that, but I just wanted to leave you also with another thing, which is the support that the government of Rwanda places in making sure that we have more girls, more women that are in STEM fields. The support ranges from many things, whether it's girls in ICT, framework that, for many of the girls that want to pursue ICT, they're able to come together to understand, get mentors through that network. We heard from the panelists, mentorship is very key on this journey.
The conference bringing together women and girls committed to driving change in science, technology, engineering and mathematics was held in connection with the International Day dedicated to recognizing women and girls in this field.
With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. I'm William Evans, and from me and the rest of the team, have a good night and goodbye.